Hello, all you wonderful people out there, and welcome back to my Media Museum. Today, we're going to be looking at some of my James Bond DVDs. Now, these weren't the first times that the James Bonds came out, especially the Sean Connery DVDs. But this was the special editions that they started doing a lot of the remastering work on, and adding a lot of documentaries and special features to, really make it something different, something really stand out in the DVD market. And I really love these. They're still my favorite edition of the Bond films, even though the DTS editions most certainly sound better. These are the ones that I still have on my shelf in the main room to show off the James Bonds. But if I'm going to watch one, I'll usually pull out the DTS and watch it. And we'll get to those. We'll show you those too, but not in this video. We'll be doing good to make it through the 6 Sean Connerys. And this was the first film. I don't know a whole lot about the details of the novels. Ian Fleming, of course, created James Bond and wrote all the novels that were originally made into movies. Not sure which one was the first film that wasn't based off a novel or a short story, but I know all the early films were based off of books that he wrote, and this was one of them. This was one of the books, I'm sure. My favorite Bond movie is probably You Only Live Twice. But I love them all to one degree or another, and I like all of the Bonds. Everybody that's done it has done a good job of owning the character and doing right by the source material. And of course, you've always got the lovely Bond girls in every film. There's going to be some attractive women. There's going to be some interesting locations. That's one of the things that really drew me into the Bond films, was that you got to travel the world when you watch these James Bond movies. They took you all over and showed you all kinds of things that and this is interesting here. They're showing you how the standard version compares to the widescreen version. That's not actually a truly accurate representation though either, because Dr. No was filmed in 1:6:6:1. So, anyways, that's the first Bond film. And moving on, the second Bond film was From Russia with Love. And I did love this one too. I loved all the Sean Connery films. Probably Diamonds Are Forever is my least favorite. Not for any particular reason. It just is. The Thunderball and You Only Live Twice are probably my favorite too. Goldfinger and Diamonds Are Forever would be my least favorite of the Sean Connerys. And that's not a criticism. That's not something bad. There's always one you like better than others. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you don't like a film. Like I said, all of these have nicely big detailed booklets in them. Some really graphic artwork, unique graphic artwork. These were the special editions. MGM had realized they could make a small fortune reissuing the Bond films on DVD. So they invested a lot of money into fixing up the soundtrack, switching up the picture. And I paid them back for that. I bought every DVD that they ever put out in the beginning. I have all the snapper versions, and we'll get to those. We'll see those in another video, another day. I'll have to dig them out of the closet, to be quite honest, but we can do that. That's not a problem. I know where they're at. And the DTS ones, which came later, I bought those as well to improve the sound even more. And then I know there's going to be a lot of you out there going, you bought all those DVDs but you didn't buy it on Blu-ray, because I yet to own James Bond on Blu-ray, any of the titles, even the last one I bought on DVD to keep it all looking right on the shelf. And Blu-rays do have a little bit better picture. They definitely have better sound, but not so much to make you run out and buy them if you already own the film on what you feel is a more than acceptable format. These DVDs look awesome on my 62-inch, and that's what I have. I have a 62-inch TV. Notice here this time they don't give you a picture of from the movie. It's just and that's actually a more accurate representation, because that's about a 1:66:1. And the first 3 films were filmed in 1:66:1, and then matted down later to 1:8:5 for these versions. And I'll do a video in the not too distant future explaining about aspect ratios. I don't want to get into a whole bunch of detail right now talking about that. It'd be kind of a bit of a distraction. But I know I'm throwing out some numbers out there and saying some terms that some of you may not understand. Hopefully by the time you see this video, I will have a video on the channel explaining aspect ratios, so you can get a bit better understanding of why there were so many different aspect ratios and what the point of them were. But yeah, I should be talking about Goldfinger here, and I'm talking about aspect ratios. But yeah, this was the 3rd film in the series. It's actually considered to be one of the more popular ones by a lot of people, it seems. Opinions vary. You know, it's not one of my favorites, but it is a lot of people's favorites. And a lot of people remember the golden painted lady and yeah, the Aston Martin. And this was, I think, one of the big theater draw ones. I think this one did better than some of the later ones and the ones before it. Looks like going through these booklets is going to be more time consuming than I realized. So we're probably only going to get the first 3 in this first episode. But that's fine. You know, there's a lot to show here. They did a lot of work, made some really nice booklets, and some really cool stuff on these special editions. I know nobody could possibly read this as quickly as I'm scrolling through it, but I'm just trying to capture a few seconds in good clarity so you can pause it or skip forwards and backwards and read the booklet if you choose to do so. This is as much for me as it is for all of you, because I want to document my collection. I want to be able to, you know, watch it on the computer or on my big screen TV. Looking these discs over and flipping through the booklets is one of my favorite pastimes. It's one of the huge benefits of owning a DVD library. And I realize that's dying. I'm a dying breed. I've been in it from the beginning. I'll be in it till I die or till the end. But you can stream and be happy all day long. And I enjoy having a library that I can browse. Alright, that's the first 3, and we're at 10 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and stop this episode there and pick right back up with Thunderball in the next one.